morning, sir.
Good morning. Yeah.
Sorry to make you wake up early in the morning. I think that's how police life is, no? There's no timing.
There is no fixed schedule.
We're going to start the podcast with your journey, like where you were born and brought up, and how things came slowly to the department.
Okay. I was born in a small town called Gudiyatham, which is located in Vellore district. So my father is a retired teacher and my mother is a retired government servant.
Okay.
So growing
Civil
up,
servant?
I mean she worked in cooperative department.
Okay.
So growing up, I often visited her office premises, and also she used to work in district collectorate for a brief period of time. And also I had to meet district collector in once or twice for during my 10th standard, where I scored district first among government schools.
Okay.
So then I had that interaction and that encounter with bureaucracy.
When you were in class 10?
I was in class 10, yeah.
Okay.
And also other times also my father used to brief me about whatever has happened in his during his duty time, like the inspections, the senior officers who came for inspections, and what all the preparations that they had to make before their inspections, and the role of police. Some issue happened in some school and police intervened, and all these things he used to brief me, and somehow that subconsciously developed some sort of interest towards government services. So I decided during my school days itself that I should become a civil servant, and also I had liking for physics, mathematics, and science related subjects. So I wanted to do aeronautical engineering, and after that I wanted to work in aeronautical field for some time, and then become a civil servant. That's what my initial plan was during school days, of course. So I decided, and I wanted to become an aeronautical engineer. MIT, Madras Institute of Technology, Anna University. It's a famous college, particularly for aeronautical engineering. So I got into MIT. I did my engineering there, and of course during my college days, coming from a small town and going to living in a city like Chennai, and also we have this atmosphere in hostel in colleges where you get to stay, you get to live with many other similarly situated students. They are all from different backgrounds with different aspirations. So I get exposed to lots of other opportunities what are available in this world. Like apart from government services, there are MBA, there is MBA, and there is we can do PG, post graduation in the same stream. We can also go abroad for post graduations. We can work abroad. So I got exposed to all these ideas. So of course, obviously, I started thinking about other options also. So during my college days, first 3 years, I was a little confused as to which one should I go for. Whether I should become a civil servant or should work in my own field. So I was under that confusion, but luckily that confusion got cleared, and by the time I got into my 4th year, I was very clear. I was 100% clear that I should become a civil servant. I started preparing for that also. So slowly my academics they were getting over. I'm completing my exams. And we are getting into that final exams mode, and I started preparing for civil services by then itself. So I started buying books, I started reading interviews of successful civil servants. So after I finished my graduation, I jumped into preparation directly. I didn't even take that 1 year, one month, 2 month gap also. Just after vacating my hostel, I went to stay in a paying guest accommodation in Chennai, some place, because I didn't know where to go, what to do and all. Even though I was in Chennai, the options were available, but some of them were very costly, so I couldn't. I don't want to spend that much. Somehow I got into some PG accommodation, and I started my preparation. I started scouting for good coaching classes, and I started attending all free seminars and everything. I got fairly good idea about the exam. But regarding the kind of work that we are going to do as a civil servant, whether as an IAS officer or as an IPS officer or other civil services, I didn't have much of an idea.
Okay.
So, but I kept on reading about the successful civil servants, their journeys, and how what they are doing in the field exactly. So many such inspiring stories I got to read, and somehow those stories kept my passion alive, enthusiasm alive till the end of my civil service preparation journey.
One thing, struck me when you said I did or aeronautical engineering, what I have realized, even I went for BTech Biotechnology. These are some of the engineering sectors which most of the people don't go. From where you got this concept that I want to study aeronautics?
Aeronautical engineering, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, he was the President of India when I was studying school. So obviously, I think like me, there are lakhs of people who got inspired by the legend. So he was the person who instilled that idea. I read that Wings of Feather book when I was in 8th standard. It was 8th standard when I decided that I should become an aeronautical engineer, even though I didn't have much idea what an aeronautical engineer will do. I had liking for physics and mathematics, and of course a great inspiration from the legend, and it made me choose aeronautical engineering.
You said about Abdul Kalam ji. So when I read about his biography, once he said, I come from an extremely poor family and very remote areas of the southern parts of the country. You said I also come from that area. From that area, when you became IPS, a little further to your dreams, then in your service you need to meet the seniors, like the prime ministers, the chief ministers, governors, that aura. How do you see yourself when you met the first time in one of the like people like them? How was your feeling, or how was it?
The process is still going on. As you said, it was a humble town where I started from, like the school I studied, and then the college I studied, and then there was a gradual progress, I would say. From school to college itself was progress, in my opinion, because for me, from a small town to a city like Chennai, that itself was a big transformation. For initial, for like 3-4 months, I did nothing but to travel inside Chennai. I'll just simply take a return ticket from Growmore.PR station, and I'll simply go to the beach station or some station. I'll get down and just look around, have a look around, have some tea, and just come back. Just exploring what is happening in this city. It's a big city. It's chaotic, and couldn't understand. That itself was a big transformation for me. And then after that, I became a aspirant, and I worked in Mumbai for a brief period of time, like 2.5 years. I was in Reserve Bank of India, and then I became an officer, NPA, National Police Academy training, and then after that, an IPS officer. Looking back from now, as you ask me this question, it's quite a wonderful transformation, and I'm thankful for whatever has happened.
I want to go your journey because you said you couldn't do the first FC foundation course in Labasana. Moreover, if I start your journey in NPA, National Police Academy, how is it like there you get a mixed match of all the people from different parts of the country? In reality, how is it? There might be some kids who come from a rich family. There are kids who come from a bureaucratic family. There are kids like you who come from a very humble background, never seen anything in life. How you deal with those, or what is the reality when you entered NPA and you saw friends from different characteristics? How is it, if you can share?
NPA, National Police Academy, it's a leveler. There is no, you will not see any such advantage or disadvantage in any aspect of training there. No aspect of training will make you feel that you are from a disadvantaged family or disadvantaged place or advantaged place or whatever. Nothing will make you feel that difference. But in other areas, like during preparation, of course, there are lots of differences between,
no, I didn't say it about NPA, sir. My question was, you made friends, they're all other probationers like you. Have you ever feel that complexities? You might have seen somebody who comes from a bureaucratic family. That time when he cracked the exam, his mother, father be an ADG or a senior IS officers. Ever felt that they know so much, but we don't know nothing? That thing I was asking.
No, we already have cleared an exam, which itself is a very tough process. It doesn't only take your analytical ability, but also it tests your patience, your emotional stability, and everything. The whole exam process. So once you go through this process and come out successful, that itself would have given you lots of confidence, and also whatever is required to deal with the profession. Training and everything. So I didn't feel much of such differences.
You're continuing with your competition level in Chennai. You are going to say that. Yeah, if you can continue that.
Yes, sure.
The real competition you felt in Chennai for your preparation.
Yeah. Actually, the real difference that one would feel during preparation is that, of course, we have different ways of preparing, different modes of preparation for civil services. I being a person who likes to prepare by myself rather than going to a coaching center. Actually, there are people from different financial backgrounds. I happen to stay with almost all kinds of people from poor background, people from very rural background, people from very rich background, born and brought up in Chennai. I happened to stay with them. I had many friends in that civil service preparation field from civil service preparation days. But one thing that matters a lot, the only thing that matters a lot is enthusiasm, the motivation that you have. It's civil service preparation, or for that matter, everything, any big feat in life, one can achieve through daily discipline only. So sustained effort over a period of time. Whether yesterday you put some effort and whether you are able to see the fruit of the result yesterday itself or not, that doesn't matter. You have a vision for next 1 year or 2 years or 3 years. Towards that vision, one has to work for. Every single day one has to put certain amount of effort. So that matters. So for that, enthusiasm is required, motivation is required, self-motivation or motivation from others, whatever. So that is required. So all that matters is that whether you are from a particular background, that doesn't matter. Of course, there will be some inconveniences. Being from a regional language background or a rural background, there will be some inconvenience. Some others will be a little ahead of us. But that is not a disabling factor. That's a little inconvenience, that's all.
Sir, just few days back, I think I was sharing this to you also. I saw one of the IPS officers when we were shooting that, he suddenly got some of the projects and he need to complete a PPT. So I saw him, so I said, you have so many people under you, and being one of the senior officers, you are doing this. So, when I say this to some of my friends, they will be like, hey, don't tell lie, IPS don't need to make PPTs. So, it really happens. Or if you can share anything that you have done so that people will at least trust on you rather than me.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that you should not be doing certain job just because we are an IPS officer. If it requires, we have to do whatever it requires, whatever it takes to complete a job. So everybody knows that police department, we work on emergency basis. Most of the situations that we attend to are all emergency situations. So we cannot expect the hierarchy to function. We cannot wait for somebody to finish the task, their part of job or whatever. Being the leader, ultimate aim is to get the job done. Get the job done in the right manner. So whatever it takes, we have to do. As IPS officer also, as ASPs, I have done vehicle checkups, which is job of a policeman. I cannot simply sit in the car and expect others to do the vehicle checkup. There were important situations where some input we received and we were supposed to check all the vehicles. So I simply cannot tell somebody, just do the job, I'll sit somewhere else. Since it is very important, highly important, I must ensure that it is done with 100% sincerity. So I myself got into the field. I have to stop every single car and check so that others also will get inspired. What I saw was, rather than telling them how to do and what to do, if you do it yourself, no, they get different kind of motivation. Our junior officers, they get different kind of motivation. We need not push after that. Once you get into the field, you start doing the work. The people around you will get automatically motivated. You don't have to tell a word. So I saw it many times. Of course, we have to balance. We cannot be doing it all the time. When it requires, of course, we have to do. If we have to type out a note, of course, we have to type.
You were basically describing the indiscrimination of job role, and you need to go through in that. Okay. Situation comes, sir, like where as a leader, you are also might be pressurized from the up, or you have to make this thing in a deadline. Sometimes you cannot pressure the people under you or the subordinates under you, but at the end of the day, as we were discussing yesterday, the main goal is the job has to be done. That's it. We can share such situations, because people might think, or subordinates might think sometimes, as an SP you might not get that pressures. What is the reality?
There are many situations where we have to get the job done, complete the job within minimum time, like as less time as possible.
Deadline pressure is there in government sectors?
Yeah, it has. Like we have deadline pressure. Deadline in the sense, see, for example, there is assume there is some incident that happened.
Okay.
It has become very sensational. So police has to take immediate action. Otherwise, the society, the people will get agitated. They will get mobilized and they'll do protest. If people start doing protest again, we will not be able to focus on the case also. That is again counterproductive. We'll be already working on the case. All the senior officers, all the everybody in the department, everybody in this particular wing will be working for particular case which is very sensational. So if we are not able to satisfy the society, people, they start protest. They start doing demonstrations. So if some part of our workforce will go into handling them, which is again counterproductive. So adanal we should not let such thing escalating into or precipitating into any law and order situation. So that is the deadline. It's not like we should be you should be ready by 5 p.m. or you should complete the work by 5 p.m. Not that kind of deadline, but this is what I'm talking about. If you don't do it, if you don't complete it, it will escalate into any law and order issue. So that is the deadline I'm talking about. So of course we have to work it out. Depending upon the situation, we have to put right amount of pressure upon the junior officers, subordinates, to get certain job done. There is no other way, because that is what we are trained for. That is what is our job also, to prevent something from happening. If something happens, properly tackle it within minimum amount of time, so that it will not lead to any further escalation. So for that, we have to definitely put some required amount of pressure to get the job done. So if they are not able to do the job, of course we have to get some other team. That's what.
What success defines to you?
Success has many meanings.
Okay.
For me,
Do you think you are a successful person now? Because for many kids, you are a successful person because you cleared UPSC.
no, I am not a successful person. I am trying to become successful in life. Being successful in one's life has many aspects.
Okay.
It's not just getting into some post. Actually, becoming an IPS is, I have just earned a ticket into a probably a bigger premise where I have to perform. I have certain duties to be performed. So if I won't be able to do that duty, then I'll be failing. So I have earned a ticket to do some good job, some service. So there I have to keep on performing every single day. So for that I should equip myself with the required competency. So competency doesn't come from 1 year of training, 2 years of training. It comes from every single day, our own efforts that we take, the kind of capacity building that we do by ourselves. Reading different stuff and getting into challenging situations, learning from our mistakes. It's a continuous process. So by through capacity building, I'll be able to do my job better, and by being able to fulfill my responsibilities in a better manner will keep me happy and successful. That's what I think a successful person is, and of course that is about career. And I have my personal life also. So a person should be able to balance both personal and professional life. So whoever is able to do that is a successful person. That's what I think.
I want to give you two stories or two sequences. Okay, just tell me what happens or what you had that point of time. Okay, the day you came as a IPS officer here, for the first time. Maybe we all glorify ourselves due to the movies and other stuff. You also have seen many of the movies, and that had glorified some point of time. First time you saw, wherever you are walking, everybody is giving salute to you. The roads in being closed because SP sir is going, or maybe as an probationer or ASP, there are gunmen with you. Things are being sorted, so called. And the first time you were standing or you were attending any mob or any circumstance or situation, these people are still with you, the vehicle is still with you. Maybe whatever strong it is, first time a consequence comes in your mind unconsciously, how will I handle that? Will I be able to do that? What are the two situations? How was it in your life?
I was talking about our NPA training. I talked about there are many, almost 80% of stuff we wouldn't have done it if we were not in NPA. We were sometimes convinced, trained, sometimes forced to do those things because we wouldn't have done it out of fear. Okay, bungee jumping or cliff jumping into Ganges. All these things we wouldn't have done unless we were forced, or sometimes we were trained also. So that thing prepared us to face situations.
But sir, training and practicality have a huge difference.
Yes, but I had the same thing in my mind when I was to face a crowd. I remember my first time when I was supposed to face the mob. A group of people in a temple festival getting agitated. It happened during my training days, ASP district practical training in Tirunelveli district. I was on the way from one place to another place. So I was asked to attend. On the way there was one gathering of people in a temple over some temple issue between two different groups, two different communities. So I was, since I was on the way, I was asked to attend to that situation, and initially I had that fear. So what am I going to speak? I was just a trainee, I didn't know the dynamics of that area. But I got out from my vehicle and I went and spoke to the villagers. I gathered some information as soon as I got out from my vehicle, from the police present there. I gathered some information, some background. I went and spoke to the people, public. They listened to me, and this thing went on for like 15-20 minutes. They were asking some questions and they were demanding some issue, and I was answering them, and I was assuring something. I was speaking to my senior over phone and getting some input from him, and that happened for like 20 minutes, and then they listened to me, and then they dispersed from the place. So that was the first time, and I had similar kind of fear before facing that. What if I do whatever I do, I speak something wrong, I touch something very sensitive, very sensitive for them, and I touch it, and it escalates into further issue. What if my senior officers assume that it is a bad decision to send him to that spot? So I had that kind of fear, but of course we were trained to do such things, and during training we did many such things, which after doing we felt good. Okay, we are capable, we are way more capable than what we think about ourselves. So that kind of confidence was instilled during my training, and that definitely helped me in field situations. Yeah.
To be a good leader, what do you think is the most crucial thing? Manipulative power or convincing power?
Definitely it's convincing power. To have any sustainable solution, one should be a person who is able to convince others. So the convincing will not happen with one-way communication. There should be two-way communication. Convincing happens when the leader exactly knows what the problem is. and the other side of the people, their opinion, their actual issue. So through conversation, we arrive at some point which is acceptable for both. And some situations we will have to tell them there is no balance. It's only one way. In some situations we will have to make them accept. There is only one solution. We have to make them accept. But we have to make them accept. Rather than forcing, we cannot force things on people all the time. Maybe in emergency situations for brief period of time, we will have to force for their own good. We will have to force some things. But for any sustainable solution, we should have that convincing power. We should be able to listen to the other side and should be able to do proper communication and convince the other side. That will lead to a permanent solution, sustainable solution.
Recently I was talking to someone and he said, what is the toughest thing in life is the art of saying no. And I think in your service, this art has to be learned. How is it? You learned completely or still in the process?
Of course, I'm learning. Still, I'm learning. Art of saying
You will have many enemies in life because people don't like them who say no.
Not enemies. There are people who are who have grievance.
Acceptance.
People don't accept all the time. But when it comes to professional things, saying no won't be a difficult task if we think from legal platform.
Okay.
So you should be convinced that whatever the law says is ultimate.
Yeah.
So I have that conviction. Of course, all officers will have that conviction. So when we think from that platform, saying no will not be a problem at all. And any issue like we see law and order issues and other issues every single day. So we have to call for meeting, some peace committee meeting or some meeting. Some places we can find a common ground. Some places no. There is only one way. We have to stress upon that point. So when we think from that legal perspective, when we are very strong on the legal side, it won't be a problematic issue. It won't be an issue to say no.
What's your favorite food?
Favorite
food?
Favorite food? I like all. Of course, vegetarian, non-vegetarian, everything. We have this biryani. Tamil Nadu has got different types of biryani.
Okay.
Of course, I like them. And the simple sambar, rice, rasam with some vegetable poriyal. That itself is a comfort food.
How the role of responsible human has changes with time, because you might be an IPS officer, a big man for the district, still you get scolding from your parents.
Yeah, I don't get scoldings, but I do have opinion of my father and mother. Whatever actions that I take, I will think about what they will think, what they will, whether they will like it or not, or whether they will criticize it or they will appreciate it. That kind of thinking I'll have it in my back of my mind while taking any decision. So of course, certain responsibilities don't change, certain roles and responsibilities, how much, whatever we become in our professional career, personal things don't change. I think it should not change also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Personal things don't change means you are still the same kid for them. That's what you were saying.
Yeah, of course. I'm still the same person. They have seen me growing up in that town, and yeah, it's true.
Are you still connected with your teachers in the schools or something? Because just few days back I was, seeing one of the stories that he was saying. Wait. Chalo. Yeah. Continue. In just few days back, I was watching one of the documentary or might be stories in the media that one person, he now became one of the commissioner in abroad. He's an IFS officer. He went to his hometown and he met his school teachers. They are very old and still met. Are you still connected, or are you still, because they many times don't get connected for a long time and they might not know that you are serving as an SP.
I'm still connected with my school teachers, and I studied in a government school till my 10th standard and 11th, 12th in a private aided school.
Okay.
So I'm still in touch with not all teachers, but few teachers.
Okay.
My brother is also a government school teacher in the same area.
Okay. In your hometown?
In my hometown.
Okay.
So the teachers who used to teach me, they are his colleagues now. So through him, I'm in touch with them, and they also often ask about me, and sometimes they also call me. I also have the plans of visiting them and my old school sometime when I get free, but in near future, of course.
Like as I was talking with you, look, I'm in the verge of 30s now. You are being elder to me. Have you ever got that pressure of getting settlement? I mean to say about getting married, that
Yeah,
settlement
of course, yeah.
pressure. How did you handle those?
That obviously, after you cross certain age, people will definitely ask about your marriage. Some people, they will pressurize you. In fact, after some point of time, almost on daily basis, I started having questions. Even the petitioners who come and visit me, they also will ask the same question. So till one point it was little irritating to the because we'll be doing some job, some work, somebody coming for work. While finishing, he will finish with that question. But after that, I got used to it, and of course, I had the pressure, of course, and the settling down process is still going on. Yeah.
And while speaking about your family, sometimes maybe after a few years you will get married, your wives and all. The profession you are into, 70% of the thing you can't share with your personal people, even your very close personal people, due to protocol issues and even safety issues. The person only deal with it himself. He doesn't know. Like, we are standing, we're shooting, from the video, many people think that, said is so free, they're talking. But I think around the mind, many things are revolving in the district. I need to tackle this, I need to tackle that. How is it?
Yeah, this not 70% of our professional life.
Yeah, I can be wrong with it.
But there is a significant portion which we cannot share with all the persons, particularly when we get sensitive assignments or sensitive projects or job. The details we won't be able to share to our family also. But that is not bulk of the things we will be sharing anyway. Whatever is happening every day in professional life, in our duty, that we will share. Yeah. There will be very small amount of issues that we cannot share with anybody due to professional, as you said, protocol and stuff. But others, yeah, normally we do share.
If you say something about this place we are walking right now, it is full of windmills.
Yeah.
If you can describe this place.
This place is called Aralvaimuri.
Okay.
This is located in the mountain pass area. This is actually what the mountains that you see are part of Western Ghats, probably starting point of Western Ghats. So there are some passes. Western Ghats is a range of continuous range of mountains. In the range of mountains, there will be some passes. So like this area is located in a mountain pass.
Okay.
So you get to have that wind all the time. So you can see lots of windmills placed in this area. Take advantage of that wind pass for electricity generation. And this is quite a fertile land, this particular Aralvaimuri and Thovalai. This village is called Thovalai, where this place is known for flower market.
Flower
markets,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
During festival time, like Onam and other festival seasons, this particular area, they produce lots of flowers, and they sell it to nearby states also, Kerala, and of course nearby districts. It's quite a famous flower market, Thovalai.
Just now we got the opportunity to see this women police station. I've seen women police stations earlier in different states, but I was astonished to see even the driver is also a female. What is the main concept behind it?
The concept of AWPS in general in Tamil Nadu is that every subdivision will have a station which is completely manned by women police officers and women police personnel.
Okay.
Right from the inspector till the police constable, everybody will be women. So they are trained specifically to handle issues related to women and children. So they are periodically trained, sensitized as to how to deal with a child victim. A child may be male or female. Anybody under the age of 18 is considered as a child. So how to handle them in a sensitive manner. So generally a child victim or child in conflict with law, they approach police station only after some unfortunate incident.
True.
So in the name of inquiry or investigation, we should not cause further trauma or anything to the child. The child must feel completely safe and secure when the inquiry is going on. When in the process of inquiry, in the process of investigation, the child must feel completely safe. So to ensure that a completely safe environment for a child victim in the course of inquiry, we have trained women police drivers. Even the drivers who drive the vehicle of the women inspector who is handling such children, that driver should also be woman to ensure 100% safety for the child victim and child in conflict. So that is the concept behind it.
Basically, you are saying one more thing, that is understanding the emotions behind a person is going through. I want to connect this to you as a person. What I understood, like you are also a creative person behind a cop. How you balance your own emotional disbalance? Because this profession, you all go through the extremes, which we civilians sometimes don't see. Handling dead bodies, handling murders, sometimes rapes and other cases. It disturbs a personal life or emotions. How you deal with this?
Yeah, actually what you said is very true. Not just in case of me as an officer, every police person,
every policeman,
whether he is an officer, she is a police personnel, every police person has to go through one or other emotional trauma, almost on daily basis for some people. So in my case, initially, during my initial days of my career, some incidents has actually disturbed me. They have actually disturbed me. So the immediate relief for me is getting into the investigation or inquiry in a professional manner. For example, some murder, something has happened. So rather than dwelling on the emotional pain or emotional issue, let us get professional. So what is next to be done? Okay, the law has given, there is a given set of laws. There is legal process is there. So let us focus on it. So let us do the investigation properly. So that will bring justice to whoever or whatever the victim is. So initially that was my idea, how I coped up. But eventually, as we see many such things as in the course of our career, we tend to develop some kind of philosophy. Okay, we tend to develop some kind of balance. Okay, as police officers, we get to see the cross section of society. So with right mindset, I think that will give enough maturity for any police officer, not just in professional terms, but also in personal life as well. So for example, we tend to see every single day various kinds of issues. It need not be necessarily related to a crime like murder or something. Even every single day we get to see old people coming to station, old senior citizens coming to DPO, my police office, district police office, the SP's office, with various kinds of issues. It need not be always about robbery or a chain snatching or about a murder. It can be anything, like any personal issues within their families. Husband committing assault on wife, children, their own sons and daughters committing assault on senior citizens. So they come to police station, they come to DPO thinking of the officers, SP or inspector, DSP, as their own sons or brothers. So While going through such issues every single day and day out, I think a person with right mindset, a police person with right mindset, would have by after 2 or 3 years of service itself, they would have got convinced that leading a normal life itself is an achievement. Okay, having a stable job, having a wife or husband, kids, a stable income, living how much ever the salary it may be 10,000, 20,000 or whatever. Leading such a normal life is itself an achievement. So that kind of maturity, that kind of balance will come, with the right kinds of mindset.
As you said, you are now 6 years in the profession. है ना? Recently, I was doing one of the podcast with DGP sir. So I want to connect it in this way because he has 30 years of experience in the profession. He was saying that we in this profession, I have understood one thing. We deal so much of negative things that sometimes at homes or in normal situations, we get suspicious. It happens.
Yeah, it happens many times. It happens many times. Like, it is very difficult to convince a police person. Any police person, be it an SI or any rank, officer or personnel, whether it is in personal life or in professional life, it is very difficult to convince. He will ask lots of questions. I personally feel that effect. I actually watch lots of movies. Okay, so after becoming a police officer, many movies that I enjoyed earlier, I couldn't enjoy now because we know what is happening in the society right now. So earlier,
so you understood the difference between story and reality.
Yeah, story and reality. With a limited understanding of society, we were able to appreciate certain movies better. I think with a better understanding of society, certain movies look very dumb sometimes. So as you said, of course, I get anything, whether I am buying electronics or whether I am meeting a person new. People come to meet us. No, they want to make friendship with us. So that inquisitive mind, that mind that is prone to do enquiry on anything, that sets in motion. What you said is right. But of course, eventually again, it also reaches a kind of a plateau, and we understand, we strike a balance. Initially, it happens. It's almost to the point of cynicism. But now, after 4 or 5 years of service, I think I have struck a balance.
I think I am not suspicious to you.
No.
What do you read the most?
I read both fiction and non-fiction, Tamil, English novels, and of course non-fiction.
Any favorite book?
Favorite book? Many favorite books are there. Some books I read often. For example, during my preparation time, I read this book, Alchemist. It's a very famous novel, very short novel. The story is not very complicated like Dostoevsky's or any Russian novel. It is a very straightforward story, but it had deeper meaning, particularly relevant to any civil service aspirant. So the story is about a person, a teenager, who goes in pursuit of a treasure. So that's the large picture of that story. So like any civil service aspirant, we have to go behind. We go behind a treasure. It's not a treasure actually. Treasure is something, it is there already. For a civil service aspirant, the more the proper effort that we put, the harder the work that we put, the smart work that we put, we will automatically reach towards the goal. It's a famous line from The Alchemist. I still keep that in mind. When you really want something, the whole universe will conspire in your favor. I experienced that in my during civil service preparation, and of course after that as well. When you really want something, the whole universe will conspire in your favor. There is no magic in it actually. It's not about magic. The thing is that if your heart really wants something, you will find opportunity in any adversity. Okay, during in 2015, Chennai had to see a great calamity, like flood calamity. 2015. That was the time I gave my last final attempt of mains
IPS,
when I got into civil service. So I also suffered. Some 15 days I was without my study materials. Just 15 days. December 18th was the first exam, and from December 1 onwards till 15 days I was without my study materials. But nothing, because I put enough effort. I was very sure that something good will happen. So nothing deterred me. So even if my materials were not with me, I somehow managed to download whatever that is stored in my Gmail and other sources. No, I was somehow I collected, and I made a bunch of notes within 1 or 2 days, and I prepared that. And after I got my materials back, I started with the preparation. So not just that, but even after that also, many incidents happened. So whatever adversity that comes, it turned out to be an opportunity one.
Okay. You said about two things, sir. That is, we have a dream, like as you said, for UPSC aspirant, that everybody will relate the book of Alchemist, because you're running for your dream. So anybody who is running for their dream, may it be UPSC, business, whatsoever, okay, there's two game goes simultaneously. One is manifestation and one is doing the same thing continuously. Manifestation is I have to crack UPSC for any aspirants, and doing the same thing continuously. If you just manifest myself कि हम एक दिन खाकी पहनेंगे, मैं IPS बनूंगा, तो IPS नहीं बन सकते हो. वो continuous process चलता ही रहना है. You know, you need to be that, and with that phase, it also becomes monotonous. What is the main journey? How to balance these two parts for a particular human being? How you see that thing?
Which two part?
Manifestation and doing the same thing every day, because it gets boring. You know, I think your preparation also, it's not so glamorous, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Watching a movie, watching an IPS officer can manifest you for a certain particular time. But then again, when you don't crack the UPSC mains, then everything goes down.
Yes. Actually, what I saw during my preparation time from my peers is that some people jump into preparation out of some momentum, some push, or some short-lived enthusiasm after watching a movie or after meeting some officer or something, without understanding the process fully, and without understanding what it is to be an IPS officer, what exactly it is to be a police officer. It is not always about the flashy things. You know, it is certainly not about that. We are there as servants of law, servants of constitutions. There is no power actually in actual sense. All we have is responsibility. Power is actually with the constitution and all the laws existing in the country.
Can you define a bit?
Oh yeah, sure. Our constitution is like political air for all of us. So without constitution, even the institution of IPS or whatever service, it won't exist. So constitution broadly gives the basic governing principles for the government and for the people also, how to be in a political life. So there are n number of laws. A police officer's actions should always be guided by laws and the constitution. There is no discretion. Even the discretionary power, whatever we have in the emergency situation that we exercise, should also be based on law. So as an officer, we are there to exercise what law says, what responsibilities the laws and constitution has given to us. We are there to only exercise them. We don't have power on our own. That is the thing. All we have is responsibility. We have many responsibilities towards the society, towards our own policemen, welfare of the policemen, and towards people with special needs.
If you just can brief about this place, like Kanniyakumari, and a little bit of many people might not know. So for an overall concept about this place.
Kanniyakumari is actually, everybody knows about Kanniyakumari as a tourist spot, located in the southernmost tip of Indian mainland. But there is more to Kanniyakumari. There is more to it. Kanniyakumari district is distinctive in many aspects. First thing is that I would say that this district tops in literacy rate among all the districts in Tamil Nadu. With more than 90% literacy rate, Kanniyakumari tops the chart. So that is one thing that is very, very peculiar about Kanniyakumari. But of course, it is located at the southernmost tip with lots of tourist spots and also lots of temples and churches also. So it's located at the border of Kerala, Tamil Nadu border. So in that way, it is a very unique district, I would say. Around 30% of the land mass is covered by forest. So you can see lots of greeneries. And also, Kanyakumari is a compact district in terms of this land area, compact district, but the population is one of the highest.
Compact in what sense?
Compact in the sense, compared to other districts, the land area is smaller, around 1,700, 1,600 square kilometers. The population is huge, 20 lakh population. 20 lakh is the population, number of population in Kanyakumari district as per the recent estimate. So 20 lakh people living in a small area, you can imagine the density and also the population density. So the denser the population, the problems will also be denser, multifold. So in that way it is a very challenging district, very interesting district, and of course undoubtedly one of the most beautiful districts in the country, whole country I would say.
What I came to know that it's one of the dense district, and as you say, it's the most educated district due to high literacy rate. Because you have also done in Chengalpattu and I think 2 other districts before this, and also in as probation and ASP. What do you think, like, with the amount of highest literacy rate, how the crimes get evolved or the thinking skill of people get evolved? That way, being an SP, you also need to think in a different way.
Yeah, exactly. 2 things. The kind of crimes that happen here, it is different from other districts. Here, many job rackets happen. People with lots of education and also
fake jobs.
Yeah, job rackets. People pay money to get some job. They'll already be in some job. They want to get a better job. They pay money, but they get cheated. So those complaints keep on coming, and we keep on registering, and the investigation goes on as usual. And the population here, the people here are generally very responsive to government. Like they know, they are educated, they know for which issue whom to be contacted. They will come to SP office, they will give petition, and they also come as a follow-up also. So if you do your job well, you can see people appreciating you. You can, they know that which is an issue, which is not an issue. For what issue police should be approached, for what issue revenue department or other departments must be approached. They have a fairly good idea of governance. So that way,
continue.
They have a fairly good idea of government. So that way, it's quite interesting, quite at least not boring for us also. So whatever we tell, whatever actions we take, there is some response in the society. So that is satisfying in one way. Yeah.
You said they have the clarity of the concept. For that, you think being an officer, officers are always on the toes, but comparatively, you have to be more on the toes, and your homework has to be more better than to other places.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So since people are very aware and they come with petitions, and they come as a follow-up also, they approach our officers. So we have to be doubly prepared for that. We also have to be very alert. And also, on another aspect of the district is that it is a district with lots of tourist places.
Yeah.
It also a place with strategic importance, being at the southernmost tip of mainland. So whatever happens in Kanyakumari will assume national significance very quickly. So we have to always be on alert mode. So we should be always keep on watching whatever is happening in any part of the district, whether it is a small dispute between 2 groups or whatever it is. We have to be alert, keep watch, and attend to the issues immediately. So for that, I have to sensitize my men and officers very often. What they have to do, they should be attending to the issues immediately, so that before it escalates and becomes a further issue, a bigger issue, it should be attended to and stopped at that point. So because of this location significance also, we have to be very cautious. And as an SP, superintendent of the police of the district, I have to have my own sources of intelligence, both formal and informal. So I have to nurture formal in the sense our own police person. I should be getting information periodically, frequently. I should train them also, which are all the issues that they have to look for, how to report the issues. All these things I have to keep on training them. There are other sources of information that I should be keep on watching. Informal sources, media, social media, more importantly, many WhatsApp channels and Facebook groups and everything. I have to keep on watching what is happening in the district. The pulse of district will be these days, particularly the pulse of any place, any district, any jurisdiction can be sensed through the social media pages. By having a proper profiling, proper database of social media, we can understand how an issue is going to fan out. So we have to have a dedicated team for that also, social media monitoring cell. So they undergo training every 3 months periodically to update themselves with the latest trends and scenarios. So various kinds of sources for intelligence. So it will, of course, compared to other districts, it's little more sensitive and challenging, and overall a satisfying district, I would say.
How much time it takes to understand the pulse of a district?
It will take differs from person to person. For me, maybe around 1 month it took me to understand.
This is your third district?
This is my third district, yeah. So I worked in northern part of Tamil Nadu, Chengalpattu, and central zone, Karur. Now it is the southernmost part, Kanniyakumari. So it took me around 1 month to understand the issues, prevailing issues. Certain issues will come up and go, okay, because of the upcoming festival or something, something like that. An issue will come up and it will get dissolved on its own or through proper intervention. But there are some issues that has been in the district for like 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. It has been happening in the district, one here and there. So these things, to understand all these things, this dynamics behind this, it took me around 1 month at least.
While I was talking with you that time, and with my whatever experience I've gathered meeting so many officers, 90% time we glorify the so-called the car bungalows and gunmans running around. I feel in this profession it's very challenging because this is a very lonely personality you have to carry yourself. Because here there might be so many people are agreed to make friendship with you. वो एक कहावत है इन हिंदी कि कभी आंसू आए तो खुद पोंछ लेना, क्योंकि जो पोंछने आएंगे वो सौदा करेंगे. When you are in a bad time, many people wants to be a friend and they have an agenda behind it. How you see to it? What is the reality you feel?
Also, as you said, all kinds of people approach an SP. There are good people. There are, of course, as you said, people with agenda. In the course of career, that's what is also maturity is about. That is what also experience is about. A person, whether he is an SP or otherwise, also a person cannot afford to keep everybody away. One cannot be a loner all the time. One has to have a healthy social life, healthy circle of friends, family members, and everybody. So when you move on to a new place, of course, obviously, you also will have that kind of need to have friends around, so that you will get familiarized with the place little sooner. So place becomes familiar not just by understanding the map, memorizing the places, but by how you mingle with the people only. Not just the general public, but also we should also have some friends here and there to tell us about the place unofficially, what is happening, what will happen. So a place becomes familiar with number of friends you have there. So on that aspect, we cannot totally shun away from socializing. At the same time, we cannot also entertain everybody. As you said, people with different agendas, sometimes genuine, sometimes not so genuine agenda come approach us. That ability to our wisdom to differentiate between them, it comes with experience, it comes with our maturity. That's what I would say.
Have you seen yourself in a different phase of life with the districts you get, like if you talk about Kanniyakumari, it's mostly in the coastal belt. In Chengalpattu, you said it's a mix of urban and rural. In Chennai DCP traffic, it's totally rural. With the course of your districts or designation, have you changed that your personality also developing in some way different? Have you experienced that?
Yeah, it's not about the role that I take up. It's not about region specific also. It's a linear process. Personality keeps on changing, of course. In one place, as we do our work, there are certain things that we do well. There are certain things that we didn't do well. We have regrets, certain, every person or I think at least for me. So from regrets we learn lessons. So in the next posting, I tend to not to repeat that. I become careful not to repeat such mistakes. So in that way, yes, I do change. My personality do change, but personality in the sense not not the core, of course. The core is set. The core is set. Everybody has our own personality. After coming this far, I don't think anybody without personality cannot make up to this part. We have all of us have our own personality, but some cosmetic changes, some trimming, some trimming, some traits of our personality which should be changed, which we got to know through our experience. For example, in my previous posting, I have had certain traits, that I wanted to change, and now after coming to Kanniyakumari, I changed those traits for good. So again, after changing the trait also, there will be some, I have to experiment with the new trait, whether that will work out, whether with that trait I will be able to get the work done. Of course, any officer is assigned a duty to get things done, to get work done. It can be done in any manner. One can be a very harsh person, rude person. One can be a very friendly person. Everybody has their own personality, their own positives and negatives. With all the combination, they get a job done. So my job is to get something done. I have to be a taskmaster. I have to get issues done. So from my previous experiences, I found certain traits must be changed. I wanted to let go of those traits. I'm gone. Now I think I've changed the traits. Now I'm experimenting with new things. Yeah. It's not region specific though. It's a linear process, as I said. During in the course of the course of our career, as we progress in age and in experience, we tend to gain certain lessons and insights into ourselves and into our career also, personal life also.